everybody. As promised, I'm going to go ahead and fill out my March Madness bracket. Full disclosure, I have barely even looked at this bracket. I did catch a little bit of the selection show when they announced what teams were going to be playing. But besides that, I am basically going to be just filling this out on the spot. So these picks are not very well researched. I'm just going to be going with my gut, and I will talk through my thought process as I fill it out. So let's give it a go. First, we have Alabama playing one of the play-in teams, either AMCC or SMC. Alabama is the number 1 seed, one of the 4 number 1 seeds, so I'm going with Alabama. Maryland and West Virginia, I'm going to go with West Virginia here. I feel like I remember them being in the tournament more recently than Maryland. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. San Diego State and Charleston, I'm going to go with San Diego State. I will at some point pick a couple of upsets. But so far in this bracket, I think in this region, I like the higher seeds. Well, I guess I technically picked a 9 over an 8, but that's not really an upset. You know what? I'll go with Furman over Virginia. They're a 13 seed, but I remember it was a couple of years ago that Virginia was the number 1 seed, and they were the first ones ever to lose to a 16 seed. So this year they're a 4, but that program might have some choking in their DNA. So I'm going to say they're going to lose to Furman in the first round. Creighton, NC State. I'll go with NC State, another upset, 11 over 6. Baylor and UC Santa Barbara, I'm going to go Baylor. And Missouri, Utah State, I'm going to go Utah State. Ending up picking a lot of upsets in this bracket, in this region. And I'll go Arizona over Princeton. Moving over to the Midwest region, I'm going to pick Houston. I don't see any of the number 1 seeds losing this year, so I think Houston should get an easy win there. I'll go with Auburn over Iowa, another 9 over an 8. Miami over Drake, picking the U. Pretty sure they made a run in recent years, and I know the players change every year, so just because a team was good a year or two ago or choked a year or two ago, it doesn't really mean they're going to again, but it's just my indicator that they're a program built to win, or maybe one built to get bounced in an early round. Indiana, Kent State. I'm going to go Indiana. I'll go Iowa State over the 2 play-in possibilities here. I'm going to say Xavier. I'm going to stick with maybe the higher seeds in this region since I picked some upsets in the other one. I'll go Texas A&M and Texas to round out the region. Moving down to the East region, I'll pick Purdue. I'll go Memphis over FAU. And Duke, I know they were a real hot team toward the end of the regular season, so I'll definitely pick them to get out of the first round. Probably a little bit beyond that, too. We'll see. And I'll pick Tennessee over Louisiana. Kentucky over Providence. It's obviously a team with a storied history, so I think they'll at least get out of the first round. I'll go Kansas State over Montana State. I'm going to pick Michigan State, I think, over USC. Those are both programs that I think have had some success in recent years, but I think this year I like Michigan State. And let's go Marquette over Vermont. And the final region, the West, I like the Kansas Jayhawks over Howard. We'll go with Illinois over Arkansas. VCU, St. Mary's. Oh, I'll go with St. Mary's. And I gotta go UConn over Iona. I think this one I'll pick the play-in team. It's either going to be ASU or Nevada. I think either one of them will beat TCU. So I'm going to go with an 11 over 6 upset there. I got to go Gonzaga over Grand Canyon. I'll take Boise State over Northwestern. And then UCLA to round out the region. So I guess my biggest upset in the first round is going to be Furman over Virginia, the 13 over the 5. I think beyond that, I don't have anything more outlandish than a couple 11 over 6 picks. So, that could maybe hurt me in the first round. There certainly will be some upsets, but, I think going forward in the later rounds, it's probably smart to have the higher seeded teams stay alive. So, let's go to the next round. I think Alabama will advance and knock off West Virginia. I like... You know what? I'll be bold. I'm going to pick Furman to upset San Diego State. So I have number 13 seed Furman in the Sweet 16. Let's go Baylor over NC State. I'll take Arizona over Utah State. And then moving to the East region, we'll go Purdue over Memphis. Definitely Duke over Tennessee. And let's do Kentucky over Kansas State. Kentucky to get back to the Sweet 16. And I'll take Marquette over Michigan State. Moving along to the Midwest region. Well, I'll stick with Houston. Houston over Auburn. Let's put Miami over Indiana. And we'll do Xavier over Ohio State. Texas and Texas A&M. I think I gotta like Texas. Texas had a big win over Kansas in the Big 12 championship, so they seem to be on a roll. All right, we are already here in the Sweet 16. I think this is when Furman's run is going to come to an end. So I like Alabama to get to the Elite Eight. I think here, I like, you know what, I'm going to go for, actually see getting to the Final Four. I think I do like Arizona over Baylor. I want to keep them alive, so I'm going to go for the 1 and 2 seed. The region that started out with the most upsets ends with the 1 and 2 seed in the Elite Eight. Purdue and Duke, I am going to go with Duke. I think they are on a roll. I think they're going to knock off Purdue in the Sweet 16. And I'll go with... You know what? I'll go with Kentucky. I want to see Duke and Kentucky in the regional championship. I think that would be really exciting, so I want to pick it. Houston and Miami. I'm going to go with Houston. I think they're going to get to the Elite Eight this year. And I'll go with Texas. So, boring picks up here. 1 and 2 seed in the regional finals. I got to go for the Jayhawks here. And I'll go St. Mary's. I've got too many classic college basketball powerhouses with Duke and Kentucky and Kansas, so I got to pick a little more of a Cinderella here. I can't have UConn in there. So we'll go Kansas and St. Mary's. I think Gonzaga will knock off one of those play-in teams, and I'll go UCLA here. And let's see, I've got to do. We'll do Kansas and Gonzaga. How about that? So my Elite Eight is Alabama, Arizona, Houston, Texas, Duke, Kentucky, and Kansas, Gonzaga. All right. So, who's going to the Final Four? You know, I'm going to stick with Alabama. I'm going to put Alabama in the Final Four. They're a football powerhouse, and I guess this year they're a basketball powerhouse too. So it's going to be Alabama versus Duke. Duke and Alabama. And over here we'll go Texas and Kansas. I think we're going to get a rematch of that great game that we saw this past weekend, the Big 12 Championship. So my Final Four are Alabama and Duke and Texas and Kansas. And I'm going to go Alabama over Duke and Texas over Kansas. And I'm going to pick Texas to win the national championship. They knocked off last year's national champs in the Big 12 championship, and I think that's an omen that they're about to go on a big run. So that will be my national championship prediction. And as a tiebreaker, I will enter the prediction for the final score. So I'll go, let's say, 73 to 67. 6-point game. So we will see how I do. Again, picks just sort of made on a whim, made with my gut. It is always madness as the name suggests. So who knows what will actually happen. Um, but it will be exciting to watch. So thank you all for watching and listening, as always. And I will try to do another video in the next couple weeks. Maybe to check in on how my bracket's doing. Maybe to check in on my NBA and NHL prediction. I may have a couple of picks for the Masters when that happens in early April. So you will hear from me soon. So thanks again, and I hope everybody has a good night and a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.